Coming up in the news, Freeport has been selected for a Cities Forward initiative. We'll tell you more. Plus, the Minister of Economic Affairs providing insight into the Bahamas Customs Exempt app. And the Minister for Grand Bahama gives an update on the oil spill cleanup efforts. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, Freeport has gained yet another relationship with a U.S. city, this time Coral Springs, Florida. The Ministry for Grand Bahama issuing a news release on this newly formed partnership through the Cities Forward program, a collaborative initiative between the U.S. Department of State Local Governments for Sustainability, Resilient Cities Catalyst, and the Institute of the Americas. Our Aja Kwan joins us live in studio with the details. Aja, this seems like some more positive news for Grand Bahama.
That's right, Ramiko. Some more positive news for the island of Grand Bahama as the city of Freeport is selected to partner with the city of Coral Springs, Florida. Now, the statement that was released by the Ministry for Grand Bahama reads in part that the city of Freeport is selected to participate in the Cities Forward program, a collaborative initiative between the U.S. Department of State, Local Governments for Sustainability, Resilient Cities Catalyst, and the Institute of the Americas. The program, Cities Forward, was launched at the Cities Summit of the Americas in Denver, Colorado in April 2023. With a strong response of 129 applications for just 24 openings from cities across the Americas, the Ministry for Grand Bahama is pleased to participate in this program that is focused on urban sustainability, resilience, and inclusion dedicated to assisting Latin America, the Caribbean, and U.S. cities. The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, on hand at the summit representing the Bahamas while engaging on numerous issues including smart cities and sustainable economic models. The statement continues that we are also pleased to share our experiences and solutions with other cities during the Cities Forward Academy at the final phase of the program in 2025. Now, during the partnership, the Ministry for Grand Bahama has identified the revitalization of impoverished communities, repurposing of dilapidated buildings, addressing challenges of private subdivisions, tackling water, electricity, and sewer challenges throughout communities, developing smart cities with innovative solutions, creating sustainable ecosystems for development, and empowering residents through community sustainability programs. Meanwhile, ICLEI USA Executive Director Angie Fife also expressing her excitement in all of this, noting that she is thrilled to collaborate with these cities and tap into their innovation and creativity. But as they continue to move forward, Ramiko, the Ministry for Grand Bahama, in collaboration with public and private sector organizations, say they look forward to working closely with Coral Springs, Florida, to build equitable and inclusive economic opportunities, strengthen sustainability, and promote a healthy environment for all. Certainly some good news there. Live in studio reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Aja Quant. Back to you, Ramiko.
Thanks, Aja. Now we will be speaking with the Honorable Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, about the impact and the significance of this partnership and what it will mean for the island. Now, in other news, since its launch, the Bahamas Customs Exempt app has the community talking. Although it has been made mandatory this year, some residents are expressing that they prefer the traditional form. The Minister of Economic Affairs, the Honorable Michael Halkitis, admitting that there has been some issues with the app, but he's asking the public to be patient as they work through the kinks. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
June 12, marking the date that the digital declaration form has been made mandatory. And despite some mixed views from the public, the Minister of Economic Affairs, the Honorable Michael Halkitis, expressing that there is no alternative change for digital transformation.
We are ironing out those difficulties. There remain some issues, and we just want to, thank the public for their patience and encourage them to just continue to be patient. We think it's a positive development. It will lead to more convenience. We have in place people to assist them when they come if they're not quite familiar, but our information is by and large once individuals become familiar with the system, they realize that it's an added convenience.
Now we reached out to a customs revenue officer on the grounds to find out how the residents have been responding.
In the beginning, it was a little slow. A lot of persons didn't know about it. But now I would say coming into August, most persons are arriving, having been already registered, have also attempted to create a declaration or have completed a declaration themselves. One of the things some persons may say, they may get stuck when they're completing their travel information because they're putting, instead of putting from the United States, they're putting Bahamas.
Officer Thompson reveals another issue is that Grand Bahamians have been itemizing all of their goods and they don't need to. All the app requires is a total amount for the goods.
One of the major issues I think that has gotten a lot of persons frustrated is the saving point in the app. Because you have to get to the point that the app says to calculate and save in order for your declaration to be saved. So some persons would start the declaration, come out of it, and because they didn't get to that saving point, it didn't save, and they have to start over. And it's a little frustrating for them. Also, if they are doing the app and they do not have good Wi-Fi wherever they may be, they will start the process and then it drops, so they have to start over. However, once they come into the customs halls, all of the customs officers are equipped. They are knowledgeable enough to assist them in any aspect of the app that they may need assistance.
Thompson shares that the Customs Department is trying their best to be helpful and is also asking Grand Bahamians to take their time as they deal with this new procedure.
We have been able to put in kiosks at our airport and our harbor. So persons who come in and they do not have a device, or their phone is dead, or their phone may be an older model, therefore it's not able to scan the passport or the receipts. Our kiosk is there, and we are more than willing to help persons to go through the app.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Well, a suspicious behavior of children cutting themselves is becoming alarming. Those adolescent teenagers that may be experiencing trauma and depression may think that they have no escape and are becoming destructive to their well-being. Our Jolanda Thompson Everest spoke with the Minister of Social Services and Urban Development and a guidance counselor on the matter. Here's that report.
Guidance counselors are noticing that some children are finding themselves down the wrong path and is cutting themselves on the wrist. Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Obi Wilchcombe, expressing that support systems must be in place to prevent cases as such and protect these children from self-destruction and self-harm.
It is a number of ministries that are required to work together to get to the root of the problems. Why are we having these issues? These issues being caused because of internal problems in the home? Are they being caused because of bullying on the campus? Are they being caused because of television? What's creating the issues? And we have to get to the bottom of it. What we require is not just a flash in the pan approach. We need to have a consistent approach, and there's a demand now for new units to be set up, new special units to be working these campuses, to have a monitoring device at all times, watching what's going on, and being able to move with haste.
Minister Wilchcombe explains that it is a collective body that can only tackle these heartbreaking issues, and guidance counselor Shavita Campbell agrees. She adds that the children who cut themselves do it from an act of their emotional pain.
When it comes to children cutting themselves, it's where someone would have brought awareness by seeing it. Also keep in mind you have cutting and you have those who use lighter to inflict pain. So all the infliction of pain speaks to their emotional pain that they're carrying. And so they do it for a reason, that they are looking for the escape of someone asking them what's happening, asking them how can they assist, what's the problem, and dealing with the problem.
Now, pain is inevitable, but the question is, what could possibly take place that would lead a child into self-harm?
Those things are very deep. When we say deep, we're going into now the individual mindset, but not just the mindset, but the individual home. So many things can be going on. Mom could be abusive, dad could be abusive, not being fed at home, not feeling loved, not feeling protected, not being nurtured. You don't care for me. My parents might be saying you're the worst thing that came into my life. My mom might say, I don't like you to go with this person. You can't go nowhere. You stay inside. You watch all these kids. So it's a whole lot of things that can be matters or situations that be going on in a home that leads a child to that point of cutting because there's no escape. There's no one listening to me. I'm at home. No one cares. So if I speak, they tell me shut up. So a lot of things can be going on.
The guidance counselor says she has seen many cases of children abusing their bodies through these types of affliction and is currently still dealing with it. Campbell is advising children who may be cutting themselves to seek help and find someone they trust to speak to in confidence. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson Everest.
Switching gears now, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, providing an update on the ongoing cleanup efforts of the oil found along the southern shore of Grand Bahama. The minister says all hands are on deck to ensure that this issue is rectified.
After the spill, all government agencies involved were activated. This included the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection, the Department of Environmental Health Services, also the Department of Transport, the Ministry for Grand Bahama is involved, the Ministry of Tourism is involved, and also the Grand Bahama Port Authority Environmental Department. So there is a task force. The cleanup has been proceeding very well.
The minister notes that an investigation is also underway to determine the source of the oil.
I know that they are monitoring extensively the shoreline, the eastern shoreline of the island, because there had been some tar balls that were detected along the beaches, and that's being investigated to determine exactly where they came from, because there isn't a definitive answer if it actually came from the oil spill. It could have come from another source, and so that's being tested in the U.S. to determine where exactly it came from.
Well, in other news, a shocking video capturing an intense brawl during the Sweetings Key homecoming event has gone viral on social media platforms. The incident unfolded over the weekend, casting a shadow over what should have been a festive occasion for the community. We have the details in this report. The footage filmed by a bystander offers a stark visual representation of the chaotic scene that unfolded near the island's dock. Individuals are seen engaged in a heated confrontation that quickly escalated into a physical altercation. The audio captures the intense atmosphere as shouts and commotion fill the air. The video also captures the efforts of law enforcement officers as they attempt to regain control over the turmoil. One officer is visibly shown with his service weapon drawn, highlighting the severity of the situation. The disturbing video has ignited a wave of conversation and speculation online, with viewers expressing shock and concern over the violent incident. Many are questioning the circumstances that led to the brawl, and the video has prompted renewed discussions about the importance of conflict resolution within communities. Police officials have taken notice of the viral video and have announced their intention to provide a comprehensive update regarding the incident. While specific details surrounding the altercation are currently limited, law enforcement officials have reassured the public that a thorough investigation is underway. Additional information is expected to be released as the investigation progresses. Well, in news from the court, on August 16, 2023, 23-year-old Stephen Moss was arraigned before Magistrate LaQuay Lang. Moss was the co-accused to the same charges as 33-year-old Trey Newbold, who was arraigned on Tuesday for 2 counts of conspiracy to possess an unlicensed firearm with intent to endanger life and 1 count of conspiracy to cause public terror. Moss was represented by attorney Paco Deal and pled not guilty. He was granted bail in the amount of $8,500 with conditions to sign into police once a week. That matter was adjourned to September 1st, 2023. In more court news, 2 men were hauled before the court today on drug charges, also before Magistrate LaQuay Lang 47-year-old Clarence Arnett, represented by attorney Carlton Sherlin, and 51-year-old Damarin Russell, who was not represented, were charged with unlawful possession with intent to supply 100 pounds of marijuana. The estimated street value is $100,000. Both pleaded not guilty and was granted bail in the amount of $9,000 with 1 or 2 suretors, and are required to sign into the Central Police Station once per week. That matter was adjourned until November 27th, 2023. And when we come back, the winners of the Independence Declaration competition announced. We'll tell you who won when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
You asked for it, you've got it. A new plant nursery, fully loaded with everything you need. And extended hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We've invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Dreams and Chasers Resilient Square Marsh Harbor Abaco presents Pop-Up Compa Night featuring LG Mix straight out of Nassau. Admission is $10. Enjoy beer and mixed drink specials. See you in the place.
Bellevue Business Depot is offering a 20% off back-to-school sale on all school supplies. We've got all your back-to-school supplies. You name it, we've got it. Pens, pencils, composition books, rulers, glue, sharpeners, writing books, geometry sets, backpacks, and so much more. Get this, we also have 2024 diaries available. Shop at Bellevue Business Depot today, located on Queens Highway, Freeport.
I like science, especially math, because it allows me to challenge my brain and within solving equations. And I feel as if the battle of the brains is a good experience for young ones like me, especially going off to school in a few months.
I think they're important to test our youth on math and science today. And the competitive spirit will allow each of us to learn more and more about each other and the subject, and will altogether bring the schools closer.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahama Independence Committee and the Grand Bahama Port Authority have joined forces to commemorate the country's 50th anniversary this year with a decoration competition. Co-chair of the Independence Committee, Leslie Dorset Lewis, says the community's response to this competition has been inspiring. The artistic expression and dedication displayed in each entry highlighted the deep connection that our people have to the history and the journey of our nation.
The Grand Bahama Independence Committee was tasked with putting on a calendar of events designed to commemorate our country's 50th birthday in grand style. This island-wide residence, business, and roundabout competition was one of those events. We were pleased that a number of Grand Bahamian residents, and business owners who participated in this wonderful competition and displayed their Bahamian pride by decorating their homes, businesses, and our roundabouts.
Now, the categories were the residential door category with a prize of $500, the commercial storefront category with a prize of $5,000, and the roundabout category with a grand prize of $15,000. The winners expressed their gratitude and the inspiration behind their designs.
Okay, well, being a creative person, I'm always inspired. But what especially inspired me to do this design was that this was our 50th year of independence. And that was such a marvelous celebration.
What inspired us for our design is the admiration that my CEO, Albert Hepburn, had for our past Prime Minister, Sir Lyndon Pinley. So his speech, the 1969 speech, is really what inspired him, the banner break speech. So that's really what inspired us to have our design as such for this grand celebration.
My inspiration for decorating the roundabout is Pastor Mark Smith. He loved independence. So when he can talk to me, he say, Mark and Dosh, we got to do something. So I said, you know what, the first person I can talk is my aunt, because she's the brilliant one. So when I talked, I said, you know what, we got to create something. So then I did my interview presenting my idea. And I told him, I said, I'm not a person who moves off paperwork. I never put my idea on paper. So I knew when I go into the roundabout, I would do something totally different. So when I did that, I just went bananas.
Your Wednesday Check on Sports is next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. It was an impressive night for Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty at the Commissioner's Cup. But let's begin right here on Grand Bahama with swimming. Team Bahamas returned safely after competing at the Commonwealth Youth Games in Trinidad and Tobago with some medals to show from the competition. The team earned 2 silver and 2 bronze medals after multiple days of events in Trinidad and Tobago. Grand Bahamian Kieran Johnson served as the team manager.
Some highlights, some low points, but for the most part, I think each swimmer did go out and did their very best. We were successful in securing 1 silver and 2 bronze medals. And at that level, you know, that's an accomplishment. There were some 91 countries out, including countries like Australia, Scotland, and these are big name swimming countries. And for our children to go up and to be as successful as they did, I was very pleased with that.
Switching gears now in sports, Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty finally won their first trophy, one of the league's 3 remaining original franchises. The Liberty pulled away from their hosts, Las Vegas Aces, in the second half of the Commissioner's Cup Championship on Tuesday night for a comfortable 82-63 victory. Jonquel Jones was named MVP of the game after putting up 16 points and 15 rebounds.
I think I found my rhythm. Obviously, the chemistry with the team, I feel 100%. And everybody out there believes in me, so just going out there and putting my best foot forward. You know, we've been putting the pieces together and building it step by step, and we know that we can play at a high level. We know what we can do as a team, and as long as we stay locked in, the sky's the limit.
All right, congratulations to you, Jonquel, and your team.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your 2023 WNBA Commissioner's Cup Championship team, and of course presented by Coinbase.
And finally in sports, course from Game 2 of the YMCA Commercial League Championship Series between Buckeye and Parliamers. Parliamers got the W, pulling away late in the fourth quarter, tying that series at 1 game apiece with a 70-64 final score. Trevor Bain led Parliamers with 25 points in the win. Ahmad Pratt scored 18 points. Now Tremaine Darts Ferguson led all scores with 32 points. In a losing effort, Mikael Bethel added 16 points in the loss. Ladies and gents, that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Gift with your $115 purchase going on now at Pandora in the Port Lacaya Marketplace.
If you're a bystander and you witness a vehicle accident involving a passenger, a power pole, and a downed power line, do not approach the accident scene. Stay in your car and call 919 for emergency medical assistance. Then call GB Power at 352-8411 so that they can disconnect the electricity from the accident site. Though persons may want to help, it's important to keep everyone away from the electrical equipment or from fallen wires. Rescue can only be attempted by a person trained to use special live line tools. If possible, talk to the passengers in the vehicle by yelling out. Encourage the passengers to avoid touching the car frame and not to move until help arrives. This message was brought to you by the Grand Bahama Power Company, reminding you that if it's down, it's dangerous.
Hair to Please Beauty Salon, located in the old immigration building downtown, is celebrating their 19th anniversary with a wigathon and Brazilian Remy sale now through September 2nd. For high quality 100% Remy hair, visit Hair to Please Beauty Salon or call 351-1962. Free gifts with every purchase. Abaco, it all goes down Saturday, August 19th at Dreams and Chases. It's Bad and Bougie, $3 Saturdays edition at the Resilient Square, Marsh Harbor. Hosted by Dion the Butcher with music by DJ Monk.
We all need to save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
This is where it happens. Those moments that impact our lives. Giving you the information that you need this hurricane season. Wherever there is news, we're there.
Ice the coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the this, sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice hot.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Shivar Rule, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you for always supporting us here in the North and on all our social media pages. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
the Bahamas National Trust in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
For 60 years, we have been here, the voice of the environment. Here, speaking up and for your national parks, all across the islands of this nation. The places God visits for vacation, spanning over 2.5 million acres of land and sea. How delighted then he must be to see a sea of pink, as flamingos mingle and haven like jingles play where queen conchs still sleep. And if you listen, you can hear it. The words of gossiping parrots awaiting the diction of the day. All 365 of them, that's every day and every year. 15,000 children share in the beauty of this playground. Our name is yours. And we have been yours for years unnoticed. Don't forget us. Support us. Your national parks. The defenders of your environment. Join us. Remember, our cause is yours. The first land and sea park in the world is yours. Heritage. Here it is. When was the last time you gasped at our scenery, gotten lost in the depth of our reefs, or even awed at the green of the leaves of our trees? Don't hesitate to donate and volunteer. Don't hesitate to care. We are here for you. The Bahamas National Trust, BNT. 3 letters that spell out simply, perfectly, and undoubtedly that we are yours.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. Another minor, the victim of a sexual assault. Efforts to clear the country from the EU blacklist. More teachers taking to the classrooms. And in sports, Jonquel Jones, MVP for the WNBA Commissioner's Cup. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jiminita Swain, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. More evidence tonight on how prevalent and pervasive abuse appears to be, particularly of a sexual nature against our children. A day after we reported on the sexual assault of an 8-year-old girl, Corville Pyfrom reports tonight on the startling revelation of yet another equally disturbing incident reported by the National Security Minister, Wayne Munro.
To me, that's something we reported about last night, so imagine I was surprised today by the minister's bombshell revelation. It's a matter National Security Minister Wayne Munro confirms was brought to his attention just a few days ago.
I've had a troubling report of an 11-year-old girl who was impregnated by her mother's boyfriend, and then an abortion was procured through pills.
The National Security Minister told reporters Wednesday that the incident is under active police investigation.
Matters like that are troubling because the child must have a safe place to go, feel safe that they know somebody who they can report it to.
Munro's comments come a day after police revealed the alleged sexual assault of an 8-year-old girl by her adult male neighbor near her Strawford Road residence, and on the heels of what appears to be a rise of sexual assault incidents against women and children. Minister Munro, while noting that this conduct has no place in our society, insists it must be tackled along several fronts.
So when I was growing up, there was a push that you didn't talk to strangers. We need these sorts of messaging and messages back again, and that is what we intend to do.
Minister Monroe, though not directly citing this incident as an example, is also concerned about the prevalence of women and young girls being reportedly exploited and taken advantage of through financial abuse. The recently passed Protection Against Violence Act offers victims some recourse, the minister says.
So I'd like the women and the vulnerable people out there to know you do not have to give in, you do not have to compromise because somebody is threatening not to pay. If that happens to be the case, that offends the Protection Against Violence Act, and you should report it.
And talking directly to offenders and would-be perpetrators, the National Security Minister was unequivocal.
So please stop it so that you don't have to be subject to after you complete your sentence, and you will have to do all of your sentence. The public must then be protected against you, because that is behavior that cannot be explained in any rational way.
Now, Jimenita, dialogue is ongoing between government and various advocacy organizations on the Protection Against Violence Act. Despite its passage, both sides agree that there's still lots of room for improvement. Meanwhile, investigations, Minister Monroe says, are ongoing into this matter involving this 11-year-old child. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corbell Pfeiffer.
Thanks, Corbell. There is and has been strong reaction to these sorts of incidents of abuse against children. Families of all murdered victims said Candy Gibson believes more assistance must be given to single mothers. As it stands now, she says the realities of life that burden these women can sometimes put their children at risk.
We now seeking the government or private entities. Let's have a 24-hour nursery, a 24-hour child care for children. Because us single mothers, we go to work. Some of us working 2 and 3 jobs to make sure rent, mortgage, light bill, make sure these children are ready for back to school. And we leave our children, you know, with any son, older sibling or any adult. Sometimes we don't even really take notice of who we leave our children. We just got to go on a job because we have bills to pay.
Reactions also strong among men we talked to. Neville Sayers and Mervyn Darling of Montel Heights both want to see harsher punishments against men who inflict pain and trauma on women and children.
I have children of my own, and when it happens to someone else's children, it's my child as well too. For those who are concerned about these children, this is the future of our nation, man, and you got to look out for them. And we neighbors have to live neighborly. You know, they say it takes a village to grow a child, and we should get back to that. You know, you see something, say something.
This disregard for human life, for the nature of women, and abuse and harassment and violence against women, children, babies, and adults is not going to be something that we could, should not, and ever stand for. And we have to speak up and speak truth into power.
From the overnight crime report, 6 people were arrested Tuesday, among them 2 women in connection with 2 separate drug finds. In the first incident, police executed a search warrant on a home in the Coconut Grove area around 12:45 p.m. where they recovered a large quantity of marijuana. 2 men aged 49 and 31 and a 22-year-old woman was arrested. 3 hours later, police executed a search warrant around 3:30 p.m. in the Sampson Street area where they discovered another large quantity of marijuana. 2 men, 35 and 29, and a 40-year-old woman were arrested. And today, police recovered 21,000 in suspected marijuana after executing a search warrant on a home in the Windsor Lane area. Police say around 1:10 this morning, officers went to the home where 2 male residents fled. Upon the search of the residence, officers discovered a large quantity of suspected marijuana, weighing in at 21 pounds. Investigations continue. While public consultation still taking place on the conditional release of offenders bill, the Bahamas Department of Corrections, or BDOC, staging another town hall meeting at the Anatole Rogers Senior High School this evening. Our Lloyd Allen is there. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, good evening, Germanita, and good evening, Bahamas. Right now, we're here at the Anatole Rogers School, where just moments ago, the Bahamas Department of Corrections started an important phase in the work that they're working toward, the conditional release of the offenders bill. Standing here with us, providing more insight on this important endeavor, is Rolene Forbes. She's the Principal Corrections Officer and Staff Training Coordinator at BDOCS. Tell us a little bit more about tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. Good night, Bahamas. The Department of Corrections, under the leadership of our Minister of National Security, is here tonight at Anatole Rogers to shed light on the conditional release of offenders bill. We want to hear from the public. It is a bill that seeks to allow for a parole system to be implemented in the Bahamas. As it stands now, a majority of charges that offenders have, they are released after serving 2/3 of their sentence. We hope to repeal that, but introduce parole. So after serving a certain amount of their sentence, they will be allowed to be supervised in the community. And so we want to hear from the public. We want them to know what the bill entails before it's enacted, to hear what it is that our people would like for us to do.
And of course, Ms. Forbes, I understand that a number of business operators are here tonight, as well as some international counterparts. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, along with the conditional release of offenders bill, we are also looking at implementing a industries program. So we are modeling after the Correctional Services Canada. There is something that's called BACOR, where they look at trade industries, and we want to develop something called CORCAN is Canada, and we want to develop our concept called BACOR. We know that there's a deficit in trades, especially in the construction trades in the Bahamas, so we hope to implement those industries, and we're looking and working along with Correctional Services Canada, as long as the American Correctional Association of Corrections.
Well, of course, ZNS News will be here for the full duration of the hour. That's how long this event is set to durate. And, of course, more information coming up in a later newscast. Reporting here from the Anatole Rogers School for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen. Germanita.
Thanks, Lloyd. Also making news tonight, the Ministry of Transport and Housing and the Road Traffic Department stated on Twitter yesterday that officials are aware of an incident involving a taxi driver and a tourist that's gone viral on social media. The incident has also prompted responses from the Ministry of Tourism and Bahamas Taxi Cab Union. LaDon Davis has the story.
We came to the port and got a taxi driver. We paid $30 a person for 18 people to drive us around for the day.
For irate cruise ship passenger Megan Surface, that one-day fare agreement totaling more than $600 made between the taxi driver in question and her large entourage was reportedly broken without any explanation on Monday, and she took her complaint to social media, demanding answers.
He said he would take us anywhere we wanted to go for the day. We went to the Queen's Staircase, and then he drove us to Junkanoo Beach, where he said he would be back at 3 o'clock to pick us up, and never came back to get us. He said we could leave our belongings in his vehicle, and my daughter left her bag with her necklace and her bracelet that we had just bought from the market by this Queen's Staircase, and her C card to get back on the ship, and then he never came back to get us.
President of the Taxi Cab Union, Wesley Ferguson, says this latest incident sheds a negative light on the industry's future and later gave his take on the issue.
We in the taxi industry is very, very concerned about it, because this is not what a taxi driver is supposed to be doing in this day and time. And there's no real good excuse for it, because a day is a day. And it sends a negative message throughout the industry. And you know how the U.S. is. When it's something against their citizens, they're quick to issue a travel advisory. And we're trying to head this off right now by doing some kind of damage control and reaching out to the actual guests to sort of mitigate this and to sort of, as best as we can, satisfy her loss.
Director General of Tourism Latia Duncombe is calling for everyone directly involved in the tourism industry, including taxi drivers, to take full advantage of training opportunities to avoid such negative visitor experiences.
We're active and we are involved in that.
We have reached out to the visitor. We've not reached them just yet. They're probably still on the seas. But what is so important is tourism is our #1 business, our #1 industry. The visitor engagement must always be top of mind. The experience in the destination will determine whether they want to return again or whether they decide never to return. With that in mind, education and training must be ongoing.
Now police are actively investigating this matter to determine the penalties that taxi driver would be faced with. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
Also to come, new teachers orientation begins. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. More news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Has changed over the past 60 years. But at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
I always find new ways to connect. Even with those friends that are very, very far away. It doesn't matter who you are. What matters is sharing. Because sharing a bucket with friends tastes finger-licking good.
Made sure that I was vaccinated because she loves me.
Getting our precious little ones vaccinated protects them from so many diseases like polio, measles, and whooping cough. Vaccines are safe and effective. Immunizations can prevent illnesses and even death. Vaccines are essential for new and returning students. As you begin back-to-school preparations, ensure that your children's vaccinations are up to date. All vaccines are available at all public health clinics. This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and USAID.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Thanks for staying with us. Government aims to have the Bahamas removed from the European Union's list of non-compliant jurisdictions by October. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder says the EU is scheduled to reevaluate the country's substance reporting regime to ensure it meets international best practices. He says the legislation has been addressed.
Being on the EU non-cooperative list has to do with the economic substance regime of the Bahamas. And there were really 3 aspects on why we were on the non-cooperative list. The first one would be the legislation and updating the legislation to make sure we were compliant with international best practices. The second effective that was in place, that was the one that was put in place through Inland Revenue. And the third component was we needed to show that we were actually enforcing the laws, doing on-site inspections, seeing if everybody was complying, who should be complying.
Well, Pinder says government passed the Commercial Entities Substance Requirement Act, or CESRA, during Parliament's last session, while government engaged BDO chartered accountants to construct a purpose-built economic substance portal.
There is a training session launching this week with industry to train on the usage and to get some feedback. And we're looking at a full launch of that portal first week in September, just in time for the end of the reporting period, which ends September 30th. On the enforcement side, the Ministry of Finance, who's the competent authority, have been doing on-site inspections. They've done in excess of 30 on-site inspections to evaluate compliance with reporting. They found a few that were non-compliant. They've actually issued fines and asked for remediation on those aspects. So those on-site inspections are underway, and they have about 35 more slated to start in September. So we're meeting all the expectations that were laid out for us.
Well, as the Bahamas prepares to be removed from the European Union blacklist, it undoubtedly opens the country to more involvement in the digital global economy. Digitization is impacting all sectors of our economy, and today, a two-day conference addressing cybersecurity got underway. Carvel Pyfram has more.
At the opening of the CERT two-day conference held at Margaritaville Beach Resort, National Security Minister Wayne Munro touched on the historical challenges the Bahamas, like many regional countries, have had transitioning to digitization. Even for states that may have initially appeared to lag behind, keeping up with technology and an evolution in information communication has become essential.
Ladies and gentlemen, critical to accelerating the nation's economic growth and development via digitization is cybersecurity. Cybersecurity and cyber reliance are essential to advancing a digital society that secures and protects every citizen of the Bahamas, of this region, and of the world.
As more and more services and information go digital, protecting government agencies becomes crucial, Minister Munro believes. And with attacks coming in various forms from various directions, there's no room for failing to get proactive on vulnerable points. Admitting that this is no easy task, he said data needs to be protected at every stage of its life. Failure to do so, he warns, can have catastrophic and expensive consequences.
Some of these attacks may be as simple as disrupting phishing emails, which serve to trick unassuming employees about great deals, or more sophisticated attacks targeting the nation's most precious data assets, as happened here with the company's registry. Through these exercises, we hope to validate policies, plans, procedures, processes, and capabilities that enable preparation, prevention, response, recovery, and continuity of operations.
Recognizing how crucial and potentially vulnerable the country's cybersecurity is, the government set out to create the Computer Incident Response Team, CERT. Its job to create a national cybersecurity policy. Sumitra McKinney is charged with heading that team.
It speaks to changing the cybersecurity culture, improving upon it, building capacity within the country at every level. And then lastly, it speaks to developing cybersecurity instruments, developing legal instrument to support cybersecurity within the country.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carvel Pyfram.
From education, some 343 new hires are entering the public education system as the new school year approaches. Represented among those numbers are 66 University of the Bahamas graduates, guidance counselors, speech pathologists, and Cuban teachers hired to address the ongoing teacher shortage. During a two-day new orientation at Grace Community Church Wednesday, Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Anna Martin, encouraged teachers to be continuous learners while addressing their role in education.
We recently concluded industrial agreements with the three unions in the Ministry of Education. For teachers, it has resulted in the increase in remuneration, unprecedented levels. It's not enough. It's not enough. Teachers need to be paid more in this country. But it is progress in the right direction. And I will be an advocate for the increase of salaries for teachers to appropriately remunerate teachers for the work that they do in this country.
Acting Director of Education Dominic McCartney-Russell also impressed upon the educators the important role they play.
After 28 years of teaching, I still love what I do. We get to shape a country. We get to impact lives. And I said to my team members yesterday, what you do in that classroom matters. And you could be the difference between life and death for a student.
In other news, the announcement of the country's first female acting prime minister, first female deputy prime minister, and first female minister of national security as the country's next governor general being welcomed with open arms from the public. Many residents told our Lloyd Allen today how Cynthia Mother Pratt has been an inspiration to their lives.
We spoke with a number of persons here in the capital on the newest appointment, that of the Right Honorable Cynthia Pratt as the country's newest Governor General. And we also did a number of interviews right here at the Straw Market, and it seems it was history in the making.
When Mother Pratt deserved it. She was there for the poor people, and I love to see when they remember the downtrodden. Like Mother Pratt said, and you know we should be very proud. She's a straw winner. It all shows you what straw winner produce. Her mother is a straw winner.
I am so excited because Mother Pratt and my sister Margaret, they were side by side in the Straw Market. She is a gem. I am excited.
Pratt is also being applauded by students, both young and old.
Give her that chance, give her that opportunity, and I think that she would do well.
I feel happy about that young girls could be inspired by other women.
Mother Pratt was my physical ed teacher back in the 80s when she was my physical ed teacher at CC Sweden.
Even those from her community and inner circle describe Mother Pratt as one of a kind.
She is deserving of this. And I say to God be all glory and praise for her. So let us all pray for her. Let us keep in prayers that she would make a difference as the Governor General of this country. She is deserving of this. And I say to God be all glory and praise for her. So let us all pray for her. Let us keep in prayers that she would make a difference as the Governor General of this country.
She is very instrumental in my life. She teach me, coach me while in school, give me a scholarship, send me off to college. And she was just everything.
We've been in this area for like 38 years. And for the time we've been here for the 38 years, neighbor with Madam Pratt, and which is here at our church right across the street from us. And I used to attend her church, and my brother used to attend her church. And with her in the community, she always make like the biggest effect in the community, keep the community calm, keep it clean. And her personally usually coming up sweep up the street herself. And on the holiday, she's like treating everybody in the community like with the school supplies for the kids, the holiday, the turkey.
And although the appointment is not set to take effect until September, already incoming Governor General, the Right Honorable Cynthia Pratt, is being lauded as a community giant and a living hero. For more on this story, visit our social media platforms. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Marcellus Hall joins us in studio with a check on what's coming up in sports. Marcellus.
Thanks. Well, coming up in sports for this evening, another big test for our men's national basketball team, and also Jonquel Jones. She gets MVP. We'll give you all the details ahead in sports.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the ZNS New College Freshman Giveaway. For more information, go to www.znsbahamas.com/giveaways.
August is a time to celebrate a good harvest, a good summer, and great specials at Super Value and quality supermarkets. Soare's mayonnaise 30 ounce, $4.99. Rainbow corned beef 12 ounce, 2 for $4.78. First choice sugar 4 pounds, $2.50. Sweet strawberries 1 pound, $5.99. Whole chicken wings $1.69 per pound. Donate your change to help feed the Maine Society animals at Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Your website is faster, smarter, and it's even easier to browse our products. You can earn reward points with every purchase. Plus, we now have a 24/7 AI-powered chat assistant. Visit the new cbsbahamas.com today. Our new website is faster, smarter, and it's even easier to browse our products. You can earn reward points with every purchase. Plus, we now have a 24/7 AI-powered chat assistant. Visit the new cbsbahamas.com today.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a Sand Dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving Sand Dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers. It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever Sand Dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Vibrant heart of the Bahamas, a common loftier goal unites us all. A place where love and unity thrive, where world-class technology is accessible and affordable, connecting every generation. We believe in our heritage and the boundless potential that lies within us. We believe in Bahamians.
Agape Church invites you to join us in the celebration of the official service of Demission with Bishop Helen McPhee as Senior Pastor of Agape Church. Join us at Agape Church, Golden Palm Estates and Malcolm Road off Kennedy Subdivision on Sunday, August 27th, 2023 at 4 p.m.
Jesus Christ is interceding on behalf of the church. Do you know that? And so, my brothers and sisters, I want you to be strong.
To RSVP, call 328-6937.
Many Bahamians taking advantage of the beach to cool themselves from the triple-digit heat index temperatures that doesn't seem to be going down anytime soon. It's also an opportunity for families to enjoy a summer picnic. And the Bahamas Agricultural Health and Food Safety Authority advises residents to keep their food free from contamination. Food Safety and Quality Director Dr. Patricia Johnson lists dairy products as a primary source for beachgoers should avoid.
One thing you don't want to do, you don't want your food to enter that danger zone, that between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, because that's when you're going to have, your microorganisms starting to grow, especially if it's there for over 2 hours. Try to bring water so that you can wash your hands, or at least bring the gloves so that when you're serving your family food or friends or whoever, you can ensure that you're using gloves and try to minimize that level of contamination. Once you put that food in the car, you go straight to your destination, so that you can minimize, the spoiling the integrity of that food.
Regularly washing hands, sanitizing countertops, separating raw and ready-to-eat foods are among the 5 safety tips food handlers should employ.
Someone should be able to check, regularly to see, when I say regularly, like every day, just check to make sure that that temperature is where it should be. Because when you see it dipping from where it needs to be, that means that something is wrong with your equipment. Make sure that your source of water is a good source of water. And also the ice that you use is also a good, from a good source of water. And the raw ingredients that you buy, or whatever ingredients that you buy, you get it from a reputable source. And your labels, your food labels, if it's not in English and you don't understand what it is, don't use it.
If it's something all medical doctors can agree on, it's that studying medicine is not at all easy. And tonight, our Anthony Smith introduces us to one Bahamian east of Paradise who is completing her medical program and doing so all in Chinese. Here's that story.
Has a way of coming full circle. Just ask Dr. Kayla Brown.
My dad is a contractor, and so as a kid, I would try to pick up his tools, and he would always, take like the drill out of my hand, and so it's so cathartic that I have a drill anyway.
Far from a little girl, today that kid with the drill is a neurosurgical resident. She'll tell you, though, that it did not come easy. In fact, it took a lot of hard work and perseverance and trying again.
I do not come from a very academic family background. And as soon as I realized I wanted to be a doctor, I found out that medical school was out of our price range. And so I was just seeking a lot of scholarship opportunities, etc. And I finally found that in China.
And so began her rounds of intensive studies, finishing a years-long course in Shandong province before her acceptance into the prestigious Peking University. It's there the English student resident would study 5 years of clinical medicine, leading to that one chance encounter that would change the course of her path.
Well, I was doing rounds with the doctors in the neurosurgery department, and there was a young lady. She looked to be a little bit younger than I am, and she stared at me. And she did this. Like, she used her left hand to lift up her right to show me that this side, the right side of her body, that couldn't move. And I remember she was just staring into my eyes, and immediately I was like, okay, yeah, so this is me.
Fast forward to present day, and the good doctor has earned a spot as a resident at the top neurological hospital in Beijing and all of China. The only woman, the only person of color, the only foreigner.
You belong in any room that God saw fit to allow you to walk into. You belong in the room with the intellectuals, the experts, the surgeons, and you should allow yourself to take up space and not shy away from the light, not shy away from your dreams, no matter where you come from.
In the next few years, Kayla hopes to complete her medical boards, publish a few research papers on neurology, and pursue all other possibilities from there. Because in the end, it's truly not where you start, but where you finish. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Antoinette Smith.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There is more after the break.
We are New Life Natural Company Limited, and we have actually been in the community for now 13 years, serving in the health field. Our diets is probably one of the most poorest diets actually in the Caribbean, and we are really low in the world. as a result of our diet, we are actually inheriting all of these different diseases. So we need to kind of like shift the way how we eat and shift it to eating more healthier food. So we at New Life here, we are trying to change the paradigms. We are actually introducing tasty, healthy options. And so hopefully this SBDC initiative will actually create the awareness, help us to have an understanding of what we are doing, why we are doing it, and help us to begin to shift this paradigm of proper eating, proper dieting, and proper fitness. So our motto is eat well, be well, and let your food be your medicine.
For more information about the Fitness and Wellness Initiative, contact the SBDC at 461-7232.
Are you dreaming of the perfect summer getaway? Apply for a debt consolidation or personal loan to win an airline ticket to Paris, Miami, or New York. Win up to $2,500 in cash and more. For details, call 356-7764 for Nassau, 602-6811 for Freeport, 823-4374 for Abaco.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Vaccines protect those we love the most, our children and our grandchildren. I vaccinated my children to protect them. Getting your child immunized can protect them against diseases like polio, measles, whooping cough, and others. So protect your child today by getting them immunized. My grandchildren are vaccinated. You should do the same. Vaccinate your children and your grandchildren and make sure they are safe.
Vaccines are essential for new and returning students. As you begin back-to-school preparations, ensure that your children's vaccinations are up to date. All vaccines are available at all public health clinics. This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and USAID.
The San Andres Airport has reopened after an emergency crash landing at that facility yesterday forced a temporary closure. Police confirmed that when the pilot, who was the only passenger on board the blue and white twin-engine Piper Aztec aircraft, was landing at the San Andres Airport on a flight from New Providence around 1:20 p.m. when he experienced difficulties with the landing gear. This resulted in an emergency stop some 2.5 miles from the initial point of landing on the western runway. Officials tell us the aircraft has already been removed from San Andres Airport's runway. It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jimenita. We're under mostly cloudy skies. Temperature at 87 degrees. The relative humidity on the rich side at 70%. We have south-southeast winds at 4 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,016.0 millibars. That's 30.02 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Toll Key in Abaco, Marsh Harbor, Abaco at 87 degrees. The Berry Islands 84, Alistown, Bimini 86, 87 in Harbor Island and Roxanne, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma, and Kemps Bay, St. Andrews reporting 86, 85 degrees in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown, Exuma all at 87, 85s in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Meguana 86, Acklands 86, Matthew, Tanianago 85, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 86 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Ball, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Pink Setter. In the northwestern islands tonight, right through Friday, those winds will remain out of the south at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide, that will occur at 8:57 tonight. You can expect another high tide at 9:13 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands, also through Friday, the easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, very choppy seas. They're going to be around 4 to 7 feet over the ocean, so we have caution flags in place for the central and southeastern islands right through Friday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Need a DNA test to find out if someone is your father, your child, or your grandparent? Call DNA Direct at 324-0665. Get a DNA test for as low as $450. Now you can prove that you are or are not related to an individual easily. Call DNA Direct 324-0665.
SHSS Electrical has relocated. You can now find them on Chesapeake Road in the former Minute Muffler building. There, you can pick up square D switches, combos, breakers, and breaker panels, plus all the electrical wires you need. Want meter cans, LED bulbs, and ceiling fans? You can find it all at SHSS Electrical.
It's back to school again, and Melissa Sears wants to make this year more affordable for all parents. That's why everyone's racing to both Melissa Sears locations on East Street South and the mall at Marathon. Get school jumpers, skirts, boys' pants, ties, and everything else. Can't find what you're looking for? Well, let Melissa Sears make it for you.
Are you looking for the right window and door to accentuate your beautiful home? Well, Coral Windows Bahamas is the ideal place for you. With 20 years of experience, we specialize in creating that perfect fit and that exquisite look. All of our products are custom-made, impact-resistant, and come with a 5-year warranty. Installation is included. We also specialize in shower enclosures and glass railings. Visit coralwindowsbahamas.com or call 352-6556 or 7.
Have you ever purchased a defective item and was denied an exchange or cash refund? Contact the Consumer Protection Commission at 393-7795-8 or our 24-hour complaints hotline at 357-7898 and let us help your voice be heard.
Hey, get up, stand up.
Agape Church invites you to join us in the celebration of the official service of Domitian for Bishop Helen McPhee as Senior Pastor of Agape Church. Join us at Agape Church, Golden Palm Estates and Malcolm Road off Kennedy Subdivision on Sunday, August 27th, 2023 at 4 p.m.
Jesus Christ is interceding on behalf of the church. Do you know that? And so, my brothers and sisters, I want you to be strong.
To RSVP, call 328-6937.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage your claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
You can find it all at Builders Mall. From cement, lumber, block, plumbing, and electrical to paint, lights, vanities, and tiles. Not to mention all the tools you could possibly need to get the job done. Say if you're starting a major project, adding the finishing touches, or just doing some repair or rental work around the house. FYP, the Paint Center, and Tile King can help. Stop by or call 601-8453. Located 69 Wolf Road, Nassau. You can find it all at Builders Mall. Building, painting, and tiling, the Bahamas.
ZNS Toll Sports is brought to you by the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies. Tune to coverage of the World Athletics Championship on the ZNS Television Network from August 19th through the 27th and watch all the action live from Budapest, Hungary.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Tonight, our men's national basketball team ready to get back into activity as they continue their play at the Olympic pre-qualifiers. Let's take a closer look at what's ahead. Men's national basketball team back in action tonight at the FIBA Olympic pre-qualifiers in Argentina. Bahamas men with a comfortable win over Cuba on Monday, but they're expected to face a bit more of a challenge tonight when they take on Argentina. Bahamas starting center DeAndre Ayton of the Phoenix Suns saying that the team has come together well and has the right mindset for success.
Keeping each other humble, we all came from the same place, and understanding that we have a big chip on our shoulders, and we just gotta make sure we keep each other accountable and do the right thing, and just having Buddy on the team and Tum Tum being the leaders, the vocal leaders, you're just keeping everybody right, understanding that it's okay to call your brother out the right way, the respectful way, and it just makes everything fun.
Still with basketball, Grand Bahama native Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty taking on the Las Vegas Aces last night for the Commissioner's Cup title. Las Vegas unbeaten at home, but the Liberty, they were riding a 6-game winning streak coming in. Obviously, that confidence would mean a lot as they walk away with the 86-63 victory. They claim the in-season crown. Jonquel named Commissioner's Cup MVP, 16 points, 15 rebounds in the contest. Talked to the media afterwards.
I think I found my rhythm. Obviously, the chemistry with the team. I feel 100%, and everybody out there believes in me, so just going out there and putting my best foot forward. We've been putting the pieces together and building it step by step, and we know that we can play at a high level. We know what we can do as a team, and as long as we stay locked in, the sky's the limit.
And here in New Providence, local aspiring baseball players with a chance to take advantage of top-notch training. Swanson Gibson tells us more.
The camp is open to boys and girls ages 5 through 14, eager to develop their skills in baseball and softball. iElite founder and coach Albert Cartwright analyzed the camp structure and the potential of these young baseball players.
This is iElite and Reloaded just getting together, trying to give the guys a more detailed development program for the next week. So we're going to go into details like charging the ball, charging some ground balls, and just getting them a little faster pace to play this game. Some key hitting drills for their development. So we'll demonstrate that throughout the week. Working with Bahama kids over the years, they're really talented. One of the most athletic I've seen around the world. So as we continue that and as we continue to grow the baseball world in the Bahamas, I mean, there's no telling the success we're gonna have.
Instructor Bohan Adeli told ZNS Sports how it's been mentoring the campers.
Well, here we try to improve each of these kids' skills because helping them, it improves their game. So we try to help them as best we can, and we're learning while we're doing it. And the advice they give us is just to trust the process and go day by day.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
We shift our attention over to the island of Eleuthera, where Amajal Knowles is currently standing by. He has the Eleuthera Hoops Basketball Clinic going on. Amajal, what's the latest?
Thanks, Ellis. We're here at the beautiful Coco de Mama Resort in Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera, for what was supposed to be day 2 of the Eleuthera Stars All-Star Basketball Camp. But unfortunately, rain coming down again and the weather hampering things. Joining me now is Coach Keith Ergo. Coach, obviously not the result you guys would have wanted. Just tell me a bit about, the weather's impact on the camp.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, which it's unpredictable as well. But I know we talk a lot in the United States and certainly in our program about having a great attitude, You can't control the weather. You can't control a lot of things that are going to happen, but you want to stay positive and enthusiastic. And fortunately, a lot of the kids are coming out for the camp. They could care less, and they're ready to rock, But it's just another indication of, one of the reasons why we wanted to be here and continue this camp. And thankful to Coco de Mama so much for the resources is to bring awareness to the fact that there aren't a whole lot of resources provided for these young men and girls to get out there and be a part of the community, get out there and do after-school activities such as basketball. We want to grow the game. The only way to do that on an island like this is to always have as many facilities as possible. The fact that there's no indoor facilities for us to transfer all of these kids that are excited about us doing this, it's an unfortunate situation. But again, it brings a little bit more awareness to the fact that, we got to pour in a few more resources, some more dollars, and potentially get an indoor court where if in fact rain delays or something like this prevents us from doing a great event that we're putting together, we can just slide inside and these kids can continue to learn and have fun. And hopefully, you just never know where it could take one of the guys.
Hopefully the rain lets up and the court dries and we're able to actually have camp today. But until then, we'll keep you posted. Celis, back to you.
And that's it, to check on sports for you here on this Wednesday. Don't go anywhere. We have your look at the weather. That's just ahead.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
My mommy made sure that I was vaccinated because she loves me.
Getting our precious little ones vaccinated protects them from so many diseases like polio, measles, and whooping cough. Vaccines are safe and effective. Immunizations can prevent illnesses and even death. Vaccines are essential for new and returning students. As you begin back-to-school preparations, ensure that your children's vaccinations are up to date. All vaccines are available at all public health clinics. This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and USAID.
August is a time to celebrate a good harvest, a good summer, and great specials at Super Value and quality supermarkets. Soares mayonnaise 30-ounce, $4.99. Rainbow corned beef 12-ounce, 2 for $4.78. First choice sugar 4 pounds, $2.50. Sweet strawberries 1 pound, $5.99. Whole chicken wings $1.69 per pound. Donate your change to help feed the Humane Society animals at Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Are you looking for the right window and door to accentuate your beautiful home? Well, Coral Windows Bahamas is the ideal place for you. With 20 years of experience, we specialize in creating that perfect fit and that exquisite look. All of our products are custom made, impact resistant, and come with a 5-year warranty. Installation is included. We also specialize in shower enclosures and glass railings. Visit coralwindowsbahamas.com or call 352-6556 or 7.
Attention, college freshmen! ZNS wants to send you to college with some great prizes. Just WhatsApp a 10-second video of you holding the name of your college or university to 557-3488 by August 21st. Include your name and you are entered to win really big. For more details, go to www.znsbahamas.com/giveaways.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we'll get you started in the tropics. In the tropics, beginning to heat up again. We have two tropical waves we're monitoring. The first one just off the African coast to the southwest of the Cape Verde Islands. That has about a 40% chance of developing over the next several days, so we'll keep an eye on that system. There's a second one just to the west of that. This one has a 30% chance of developing over the next several days. The good news is the computer models are all suggesting that they will turn towards the northwest, so that should hopefully keep it away from our shores. But nevertheless, we'll keep you posted on its progress. And then closer to home, we have another tropical wave near the Los Angeles. This is advancing towards the west, and over the weekend, this is that system that will bring some showers and thunderstorms to the area starting on Friday, heading into Saturday night. Right now, we still have a persistent troughing across the northwest Bahamas, which will continue to fire pockets of showers and thunderstorms, particularly around the Abacos, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands, and even Northern Andros. They get into some of that as we speak, but that will eventually push off towards the west, so we should see some clearing by tomorrow afternoon. Our forecast for tonight, a couple of thunderstorms this evening, otherwise partly cloudy and very warm with your low temperature around 82 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at a mixed bag of clouds and sunshine, very hot, and that's because those winds will remain out of the south. 91 degrees for your high temperature. The heat index back into triple digits. We're looking at 104 degrees tomorrow. And an extended weather forecast, that will be short-lived, because by Friday, the cloud cover will thicken up. We'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms in the mix Friday and Saturday, so that will drop those temperatures below the 90-degree mark, so you'll have a couple of days where you're out of those 90s. But then come Sunday, skies open up once again, and we're back into the 90s. Those hot conditions will return. And just before we close, today was the final day of the Ministry of Transport and Housing Niccolo P. Small Meteorological Cadet Program, and we introduce you to the final three participants in that course. These are the cadets, and you are?
Electra Davis, Calvinic Marshall.
Right, and what a wonderful 4 weeks we had with these kids. They all have some basic understanding of meteorology. We'll have a graduation exercise sometime on Tuesday of next week, so we look forward to seeing them come next year. Jimenita.
Thanks, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.